Hi Taurus, welcome to your February 2017 love reading. It's Raina here. Now, as you see, I have already laid out the cards because right after I began, a very noisy train came by and I was getting distracted while I started the reading. I hadn't gotten very far. What I had started saying was that the overall focus is the Ace of Pentacles. In a career reading, or if it was a general reading, I would say, maybe you got a new job offer. But you have to look, the cards, this is the Morgan Greer deck, and they are pretty faithful to the Rider-Waite. And if you see that there's that portal, that door that the person can go through based upon getting that new beginning, ace, in something foundational, something material. So, typically they say you might get money, and it may come from the heavens. It may come like unexpectedly, or from an unknown, from an unexpected source, I should say. And there's the possibility of a new job or a job offer. But with love, it can be with somebody that is also of an earth element like you. And as I have said before, this person may not have a sun in Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. They just may have it overall in their chart. And they may be just very practical. They may work in finance or something like that. But this could be just showing that this is the theme. Relationships that are connected to the Ace of Pentacles, it can mean something that is for the long haul, because it's a firm foundation. There is like new, fresh energy, because in the recent past we have the Ace of Swords, and this is about this card also is about success. And I would say one thing that I think about the Ace of Swords is that it's really like this total clarity on something that may have been murky. So my personal feeling in this type of a reading is someone who may have like dragged on a long-term marriage or relationship, which is something a Taurus person would totally do, because of being a fixed sign, you're kind of like adverse to change, typically. So, carrying something with you long after its expiration date, and then it's like almost like lightning quick. It's like you're done. That is one of the paradoxes of life. Sometimes that does happen, even with the most, stubborn-minded people, is that they can go on for years and years with a negative situation and then cut it, like an addiction or something like that, and then just drop it. And it's because it has run its course. And my experience, and I have to just go by my own experience, is that once we exhaust something, it never will show up in our reality again. It's like if you keep having these recurrent patterns, whether it's the type of person you attract or situations, if you go through it enough and you can see how much you don't want it, eventually I feel like you drop it, but you never have to even like confront it again. And so it's very fascinating, because it kind of counters what a lot of people will tell you. They will say, oh yeah, you're going to be vulnerable for the rest of your life or something like that. And I don't believe that. I think it's like on an energetic level, it's like you're immune, you get immune to it. And so it doesn't latch onto you. And that can include bad relationships. With those two aces, as a general theme in February, along with the past, this kind of gives me the feeling that some of you are really, starting in a fresh situation. And then you have what comes in is the Hermit card. And this could be, interpreted in a number of ways. One, it could be a Virgo person. So if there's another earth sign that you're involved with, it could be a Virgo specifically. And the Hermit is also a card of seeking inner wisdom. So it's also possibly saying that for some people who have been through a lot of stuff, that you have gained a lot as a result, and this is informing your choice in the future, and so you're making better choices too. And this is always the best thing, because we all know people that do not learn from their mistakes. And some people don't even think that they're culpable, that they have any part in whatever happened, and that it's all the other person's fault. And these kinds of attitudes kind of delay that kind of good from coming, because if you can't see your part in something, it's very hard to ever, make that shift fully. And some people don't. Some people are, kind of stuck in the blame game. And it seems like you not only are making new changes or just experiencing a new passage of time or a new, new cycle in your love life and maybe in your career life as well. But you're learning too. You're amassing wisdom. And the higher message is the King of Swords. That was the other possibility, is that that there was an air sign person. This person is an air sign. I had said Pentacles because of the middle card, but sometimes that can just herald a new, since you're an earth sign yourself, that could be just like that's your new cycle. And maybe the person is, the person that you have met is either an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini individual. I also think that there is a water sign person who is challenging your life. Now, this may have been that ex that I was speaking of. This would have been a Cancer person, Scorpio, your opposite sign, or Pisces, because we get the Nine of Cups in reverse. This is kind of a card of indulgence, even in the upright position. Very positive card, but in the challenge position, it could be that person, maybe that's why you left. Maybe they were addictive. They had an addictive personality. I feel that the King of Swords, if this is you, is your, it's kind of an extension of that Hermit card, where you are learning not to allow yourself to get carried away by your emotions. And even though you're an earth sign and you're not particularly emotional based on your, Taurus itself, obviously we have different elements in our chart that kind of make that a little bit different for each person. But on top of that, we're human beings, and we are going to get caught up in things when we're, our emotions are engaged. So in a relationship, that can really happen. Maybe in a friendship, it's not that big of a deal. But definitely in a romantic relationship. A Taurus person, you're ruled by Venus, so you're very romantic. You can get caught up in that if there's a drama going on, if there's some kind of chaotic situation, you can get caught up in that, and you can, lose your balance. And the King of Swords is about being balanced, but being like really very engaged in your intellect, so that you can have very, very good thinking and good decision making. However, this could be talking about the other person, and that might be, maybe there is a Virgo person and a Gemini or an Aquarius or a Libra. But, you know, my two top bets would be Aquarius and Gemini. And that person is the person that just came in. And with the higher message, it's kind of like saying that person is the one. If you're like, you know, in a quandary. It may just be that that Virgo person is, maybe they're at your workplace. Maybe they're somebody that you're friendly with at work and you're kind of like on the fence. I don't know if I like them enough to form a relationship or not, but they're kind of like, it's, maybe there's a little bit of flirtation going on. The King of Swords is saying to you that in all situations maintain that control so that your thinking is always very clear. But there may be, maybe the reason that you're getting riled up is because of this person, this water sign person, or a person with an addiction. It doesn't have to be a water sign. Somebody who is really pushing the limit and overindulging. Now, this card is usually the card that I talk about advice, but sometimes it can be showing, you know, the near future, something to look out for possibly. And of course, this is a general reading, and these are symbolic energies through the cards. But this could be, even though this is a nice card, I always see this as a little bit manipulative, even in the upright position. The Knight of Cups can be somebody who is a very gentle soul. I typically think of Pisces when I think of that, when I think of a possible sign. But it could be, you know, it could be anyone who's an artistic person, and this is an offer, and it could be an offer of love. But I see this person maybe as someone who is, and it could have been this person, you know, who is challenging. Maybe you have broken up and this person comes back. At the time I'm recording this, it's the day before the end of the Mercury retrograde, and this tends to bring people out of the woodwork from the past, and you know, that you haven't heard from in months, or who knows, even longer than that. And if this person comes back, or you start hearing from them, there could be a song and dance that's you know, associated with it, where they are just saying what you want to hear, because the Knight of Cups has that ability to tell people what they want to hear. And so that's where when I talk about manipulation, that's what I'm referring to, is somebody who's like, you know, they're tapping into that need that the other person has. And that could, you know, throw you off, you know, and that's why that's your spiritual message, is whatever happens, do not allow yourself to be penetrated in that way. That didn't come out right. But because, you know, these cards are right next to each other, so it's like the King of Swords, you see, and it's in the center, so it's like about centering yourself. I think that's the best way of putting it. You know, when people are scattered because they feel guilt, or they feel obligation, they feel, you know, all these emotions that people have surrounding a relationship, it can put them into a tizzy, and then they don't know which end is up, you know, and that's what I'm kind of getting at with all of this. The outcome is the Queen of Pentacles. So when you see, with the Queen of Pentacles, you have a double yin, or feminine energy, the earth and the feminine, and this is a card of abundance. And it's a card of, you know, I would associate this actually with Taurus, to be honest with you. Out of the 3 earth signs, for sure. I'm going to look that up if I can remember to do so, because out of the 3 earth signs, Taurus is the one that would actually revel in their home and their luxury items. You know, Capricorn is all about economy, and Virgo is all about modesty and simplicity. So definitely I would associate it with that. And what does this mean? Well, for some people it may mean that you are going it alone. It's interesting, you know, there's the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, and sometimes I get them confused because the Nine of Pentacles is about self-reliance. The Queen of Pentacles is more about, I think it's about allowing yourself to enjoy what you have and to feel like you deserve it. So it could be a card of just self-esteem. We don't have to take it literally to be about your home. It could be that you are in a place where you're able to feel like a queen. And, you know, any man listening, you can feel like a queen too if you want. I mean, the queen is like the more warm and fuzzy version of the king. So there's a royalty connection. It's very, you know, when you think of the king and queen, these are states of consciousness, really, at the end of the day. Although the queen is a state, I would say the queen is a state of consciousness and the king is a state in the world. That's what the yang or the masculine energy is all about, is about making your mark on the world. The feminine energy is about going within and making a mark on your soul, you know, in a positive way, elevating your soul. And not, you know, there is an ego attached with the masculine energy, because it's like you're trying to express yourself. Anytime you have creativity, that's your ego. That's you trying to show your unique energy to the world. And, you know, so people think that the word ego means something bad. It doesn't have to at all. I mean, it just, we are all individual souls. Yes, we are a collective, but I do believe we came here to express our individuality. And so the Queen of Pentacles is not so much trying to do that. It's more about trying to elevate yourself to that royalty within yourself, you know, where you decide, I deserve the best. I'm a queen, you know. And you see it's right below the Hermit. So that's another interior energy. But this is with the tangible goods of the earth element. So, you know, Taurus, it's funny. This is really interesting connection, because Taurus rules the second house of the money that you earn. But the second house is also about self-esteem. So there is a very strong connection of what I'm just saying, or what I'm trying to say, with that Queen of Pentacles. It may not be in terms of any kind of possessions you own, or job that you've just gotten, or person that you have just met. It's like a feeling of coming into your own. And so whoever these other characters are in this current drama or play, I think that Taurus, you're really coming into your own, and, you know, starting a new cycle. And this is a very interesting and a wonderful reading for you. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below. Otherwise, have a great February. Bye.